And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fed It. Today, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the Trump search warrant, man. I'm going to give you guys a perspective you've probably never seen before. Let's get into it, baby. I was a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI. The cases that I did mostly were human smuggling and drug trafficking. No one else has these documents, by the way.
Here's what Fed It covers.
Dr. Lafredo confirmed lacerations due to stepping on glass.
Murder investigations.
You see him reaching in his jacket. You don't know. And he's positioning. Been on February 13, 2019.
You're facing 2 counts of premeditated murder,
racketeering, and RICO conspiracies.
Young Slime Life, here and after referred to as YSL. The defendants, 6'9", and then this is Billy Seiko right here. Now, when they first started, guys, 6'9" ran.
I'm a Fed. I'm watching this music video. You know, I'm bobbing my head like, hey, this shit lit. But at the same time, I'm pausing. Oh, wait, who this? Right? Oh, who's that in the back?
Firearms and violent crime.
A.K.A. Pushaisi violated.
you're ordered to stay away from the victim.
Rapper Pushaisi arrested after shooting at King of Diamonds, Miami strip club, injured one person.
This is the one that's going to fuck him up because this gun is not traceable.
Well, what happened at the gun range? Here's your boy 42 Doug right here on the left. Okay.
Sex trafficking and sex crimes.
They can effectively link him to paying an underage girl.
I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
And the first bomb went off right here.
Suspect 2 set down a backpack at the site of the second explosion.
Inspired by Al-Qaeda. 2 terrorists and brothers, the Dzhokhar Sarnev and Tamerlan Sarnev.
When the cartels ship drugs into the country.
As this guy got arrested for espionage, okay, trading secrets with the Russians for monetary compensation. The largest corrupt police bust in New Orleans history.
The days of the police are gone.
So he was in this bad boy. We're going to go over his past, the gang ties, so that this all makes sense.
All right, welcome guys to Fed It. I know that intro is long, but hey man, it gives me time to get some stuff organized on my end as well. So someone said L music, L intro. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Okay, and we got yo Myron, keep up the great content. Much love. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Before we get into today's show, I got a special guest with me. Mia, you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Hello, I'm Mia. I'm an entrepreneur / artist. A little bit of what I do on the entrepreneurial side. I have a jewelry business. I manage models. Occasionally teach dance classes in my free time. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's that.
Cool. And where are you from originally?
South Texas by the border, but I live in Austin right now.
Yep. And you are you gonna move out here or what?
I'm like 99% sure I am.
Okay. How's Austin doing right now? Because Austin is wild with all the people moving over there from Google and Silicon Valley, etc.
I mean, it's still fun being out there. It's changed a little bit. I just have grown a little bit bored of it, but it's a cool city. It's still fun. It's definitely a good like party destination if you visit.
Fair enough. And she leaves tomorrow, guys. Thank God. So and also, guys, just so you guys know, we're gonna go ahead and film another video for you guys as far as like a documentary. As you guys know, the schedule pretty much now is I do a stream on Sunday night, and then I go ahead and give you guys an episode on Tuesday that's pre-recorded where we react to a documentary. Okay. So yeah, other than that, let's see here. Okay, guys. So today we're going to talk about the Trump search warrant. Okay. And we got quite a bit to discuss here. What happened, literally unprecedented. What happened, as you guys know, Donald Trump's estate over there by West Palm Beach in Mar-a-Lago was searched by the FBI, aka the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So we're going to go ahead and start breaking this bad boy down real fast. So let me go ahead and give me 1 second. I'm going to move some of my stuff around, guys. And I actually have the affidavit here as well. I have not the affidavit, excuse me. I have the search warrant documents. They did not release the affidavit yet for obvious reasons. Because if they do, that's going to reveal a lot of stuff that's going on in the investigation. They probably want to go ahead and keep that going. But quick little intro as to our boy, who he is, Donald Trump here. So, okay, for some of you guys, because we got a lot of foreign people that watch our show, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick little summary on who Donald Trump is, then we'll get into it, okay? So Donald John Trump, born June 14, 1946, is an American politician, media personality, and businessman who served as the 45th president of the United States from 2017 to 2021. And I'll never forget, when he won that election, bro, everybody was shocked. Nobody thought he was actually going to get it. I mean, he won Texas, didn't he?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt, won Texas. That's why Texas is a great state. Trump graduated from the Warrant School of the University of Pennsylvania with a bachelor's degree in 1968. He became president of his father, Fred Trump's real estate business in 1971 and renamed it the Trump Organization. Trump expanded the company's operations to building and renovating skyscrapers, hotels, casinos, and golf courses. He later started side ventures mostly by licensing his name from 2004 to 2015. He co-produced and hosted the reality television shows, the series The Apprentice. If you guys remember that one, I remember that show. Trump and his business has been involved in more than 4,000 state and federal legal actions, including 6 bankruptcies, which does not mean you're broke, by the way, guys. It's something that the wealthy do to not necessarily have to pay. Hold on, let me see if I can enlarge this for y'all real quick. It's a little bit easier to read. I think that's a little bit easier now. Trump's political positions have been described as populist, protectionist, isolationist, and nationalist. He won the 2016 presidential election as the Republican nominee against Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. You guys remember that? Lock her up! When he was running around saying that. Where's the emails? Lock her up! Crooked Hillary! You know?
Crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary. Remember that shit? Oh my God, bro. This dude literally had me dying when he did his campaign. And honestly, the thing is that people don't get it. Like, Trump is a great businessman because can you even think of anything any slogans that Hillary had? Can you think of any?
I mean, she had one that was like for her presidency, but it was
no one
like
remembers it, right?
Stronger together, better together.
Some bullshit, right?
Like
no one
that.
remembers it, but everybody remembers "Make America Great Again," though. He had the hats, you know. You had the funny slogans. Crooked Hillary, where are the emails? She's a crook, blah, blah, blah. It was hilarious. And that's how people like remembered him so well, you know, versus like Hillary, you don't remember, you know, what the hell she said, you know? So marketing was a big part of his campaign. It was hilarious. But lost the popular vote. He became the U.S. president with no prior military or government service. His election and policy sparked numerous protests. A 2017-2019 special counsel investigation led by Robert Mueller established that Russia interfered in 2016 election to benefit the Trump campaign, but did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with Russia. Trump promoted conspiracy theories and made many false, misleading statements during his campaigns and presidency to a degree unprecedented in American politics. Many of his comments and actions have been characterized as racially charged or racist, as many as misogynistic.
How dare you?
Yeah, you know, anytime the feminists go ahead and say, "Oh, you're a misogynist" or whatever, you already know that you're probably telling the truth about something. Trump ordered a travel ban on citizens from several Muslim majority countries, diverted military funding towards building a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, and implemented a policy of family separations for apprehended migrants. He signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, which cut taxes for individuals and businesses and rescinded the individual health insurance penalty of the Affordable Care Act, a.k.a. Obamacare, if you guys remember. He got rid of Obamacare. He was like, nah, fuck that shit. He appointed 56 federal appellate judges and 3 United States Supreme Court justices. In foreign policy, Trump initiated a trade war with China and withdrew the U.S. from the proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, and the Iran nuclear deal. Trump met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un 3 times, but made no progress on denuclearization. He reacted slowly to the COVID-19 pandemic, ignored or contradicted many recommendations from the health officials in his messaging, and promoted misinformation about unproven treatments and the need for testing. Trump lost the 2020 United States presidential election to Joe Biden, but refused to concede defeat, falsely claiming widespread electoral fraud and attempting to overturn the results by pressuring government officials, mounting scores of unsuccessful legal challenges and obstructing the presidential transition. On January 6, 2021, Trump urged his supporters to march to the Capitol, which many of them then attacked, resulting in multiple deaths and interrupting the electoral vote count. Trump is the only president in American history to have been impeached twice after he pressured Ukraine to investigate Biden in 2019. He was impeached by the House of Representatives for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress in December. The Senate acquitted him of both charges in February 2020. The House of Representatives impeached Trump a second time in January 2021 for incitement of insurrection. The Senate acquitted him in February after he had already left office. Following his presidency, Trump has remained heavily involved in the Republican Party, including by making over 200 political endorsements. Scholars and historians rank Trump as one of the worst presidents in American history. Okay, wow. Wikipedia trying to stay unbiased, I see. Man, hating on your boy Trump. And that is not true. He definitely did not incite an insurrection. He told them to protest peacefully. So, you know, people gonna hate, man. They're gonna hate. But my thing is, Trump did a lot of things well. He did a lot of things bad. But I think overall, he did a good job in office, personally, I think. But I'm going to keep my personal opinions out of this. I'm going to just give y'all kind of the facts of the case and what's going on here. But yeah, as you guys can see here on Wikipedia, they're kind of all over the place here, a little bit biased, whoever wrote this article here. But now we know who the president is. And like I said, this was kind of an intro so you guys know who Donald Trump is. You got anything, Mia?
No comment.
No comment? Did you vote in the election or not?
I did not.
You did not? Okay, fair enough. I mean,
well, the first time I wasn't old enough to vote, and then the second time I just didn't. I wasn't happy with either candidate, so I just decided not to vote.
Womp. She's only 23, guys, so that's why.
Yep.
Okay, so next, guys, we're gonna go ahead and talk about what is a search warrant. Okay, guys, because as you guys know, they went ahead and raided his house and did a search warrant on the Mar-a-Lago estate. Okay, a search warrant is a warrant signed by a judge or magistrate authorizing a law enforcement officer to conduct a search on a certain person, a specified place, or an automobile for criminal evidence. A search warrant usually is the prerequisite of a search, which is designed to protect individuals' reasonable expectation of privacy against unreasonable governmental, physical trespass, or other intrusion. The origin of this right is from the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution to protect people from unlawful government searches and seizures. The amendment reads, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." Okay, so that is what a search warrant is in general. Okay, guys, so now we're going to go ahead and look at this article. Actually, no, we're going to go ahead. Shout out to Steven Crowder. He had a Mayor Giuliani come on his show. This was right after Trump had his place raided in on August, this past Monday. I think it was August 10th or 9th. Hold on, I'll tell you guys right now. It was on August 8th, excuse me. On August 8th, the agents went ahead and they raided his house, okay? And it was crazy. It was crazy over there at Mar-a-Lago. And he wasn't in town at the time. And you know, we'll just pull up a article real fast for y'all. So that, because I got an updated article, but you know what? We'll go ahead and put Trump search warrant. And I actually have the document as well, which we'll go over that. Let's go to the first one. Let's see here. I'm trying to go to an older one, guys. These are all more recent. Okay, you know what? We'll go with Fox News. Fuck it. Hold on, y'all probably can't hear that, right? Give me a second. Oh, it's because the tab is muted. You know what? No. August 8th. There we go. Unmute it. This one's a little bit older, so I want to kind of give you guys the vibe of what was going on when it first happened. So that's the huge estate that you guys can see right there. And this up in West Palm Beach, guys, huge. So I'm going to fast forward here a little bit. That's a nice pool right there.
That's pretty.
I wonder if did they catch the agents anywhere here? That thing is huge.
It's huge. It's pretty.
That's the Mar-a-Lago estate, guys. And surprisingly, they didn't do the search warrant how they normally do. It's not like they showed up and broke a door down or whatever. They showed up in suits. They kind of, hey, we have a search warrant, blah, blah, blah. Like they tried not to make it too much of a spectacle, which I'll give the FBI that. I'll give them that. They didn't go in there and raid it and knock the door down, all this other shit. Did they not catch the agents in here? Well, at least you guys know know what the house looks like now. The thing is huge. There we go.
The extraordinary development is believed to be part of an investigation into Donald Trump's removal of official presidential records from the White House.
KTLA's Chris Wolf has been tracking late developments live in our news center. Chris.
That's right, Micah and Court. Neither the FBI nor the Justice Department is commenting, but the search at Donald Trump's Florida estate is historic, unparalleled, signaling a dramatic escalation in the investigations into the final stages of his presidency. What are they looking for and why? Former President Donald Trump says the FBI searched his Palm Beach, Florida estate known as Mar-a-Lago and had broken open a safe.
My initial thoughts are that this is absolutely historic. There is no historic corollary to having the FBI execute a search warrant on the private residence of a former president.
According to reports, the National Archives discovered in January that at the end of his presidency, Donald Trump took 15 boxes from the White House that contained government documents, mementos, gifts, and letters. The boxes included classified documents, which are subject to the Presidential Records Act. It requires that all documents and records involving official business be turned over to the archives. Mr. Trump returned the boxes to the National Archives, so why the search in Florida now?
What happened here is that federal law enforcement officers swore under oath that there was probable cause of two things. One, that a
And when they swear under oath, guys, that's on an affidavit, okay? So a search warrant is issued. There's an attachment A, an attachment B, and then an attachment C. The attachment C is the affidavit. They have not released the affidavit, okay? I repeat, they have not released the affidavit. If I could read that affidavit, I'll be able to break it down for you guys to an even more detailed degree of how the investigation started, everything else like that. But for obvious reasons, they have not released it. It's going to come out at some point, but is still not out yet, okay? And just so y'all know, the investigative agency in this is the FBI.
federal crime occurred, and two, that the evidence of that crime was at Mar-a-Lago, where they wanted to execute the search warrant. Then a federal judge, a magistrate judge, had to independently look at that and make an assessment.
The former president was seen leaving Trump Tower in New York Monday. He was not in Florida when federal agents searched his property. Trump described his home as being under siege. Quote, "It is prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system, and an attack by radical left Democrats who desperately don't want me to run for president in 2024.
It doesn't mean that the former president will face criminal indictment, criminal charges. If we are, in fact, looking at the former president improperly taking documents, classified documents with him and not handing them over when he left office, one of the potential punishments here would be that he could not serve in office again, that he would be ineligible to serve in federal office. Obviously, that has huge political implications.
Yeah, and that's where the conspiracy theory kind of comes in, that they're doing this on purpose, okay? A bunch of conspiracy theorists are running around saying, hey, they're doing this on purpose so he can't run for office in 2024, etc., because as we all know, Biden is doing a terrible job in office. And, you know, I think if Trump ran, he would probably win in 2024. So, yeah.
What do you think?
Think about as far as like if you ran, I think you would win.
The conspiracy.
Oh, the conspiracy. Damn. You would ask me that on air, wouldn't you? I think the U.S. government as a whole probably does not want Trump in office. Because I mean, I'll tell you guys from I can tell you from a law enforcement angle, we all loved him. You know, we like Trump. Well, most guys like Trump in law enforcement, but guys that are in law enforcement tend to be a little bit more conservative. They tend to swing more right or libertarian. They tend not to be like these, you know, raging wokies. So I can say, at least from my side of the GOV when I was on the job, a lot of guys supported Trump. A lot of guys liked Trump. You know, to include myself. I mean, you know, personal feelings outside, I think he did a good job as president personally. I think the economy did well. There's a lot of misinformation out there about him. Is he perfect? No. Did he do a lot of did he do a lot of stupid things? Yes. But there's no doubt that he definitely helped the U.S. economy, and we were in better state when he was in office than right now. So, Yeah. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the conspiracy?
I don't know. I feel like I've been learning a lot and unlearning a lot too in the last couple months/weeks about Trump and how his presidency went. So as far as the conspiracy, there's definitely something a little bit sus about it. But
the timing is weird, right?
Yeah, the timing's weird. I also don't know enough. Why did this document end up with him? You know, there's some other questions that I don't know enough to.
Understandable. All right. Okay, so we'll keep going. We're almost done here on this one.
It certainly does. The White House says it was unaware of the search prior to Mr. Trump publicizing it. Professor Levinson says that barring any leaks, we may not know for some time what the FBI found at Mar-a-Lago, substantial or not.
Okay, well, we do know what they found in Mar-a-Lago, and I'm going to reveal that to y'all a little bit later. But first, I'll hit some of these chats. And can you show the chats on screen, by the way, Mia?
How do I do that?
Oh, just click the colored things like this. We got here, age of consent is a social construct. I'm moving to Europe. Infinite slick. Okay, bro. Okay. Just don't get in trouble. All right. 18 and up, my friends. Myron, all this sounds illegal, sir. Well, it's actually very legal, man. They were able to get a search warrant from a judge. So they've been looking at Trump for a very long time, guys. I mean, I remember since 2016 with the Russian stuff. Mr. Beef Snorkel, $20. Sunday night church has started. Do you think this will only be tried in FISA court, or will we get more information later? No, it's not in a FISA court, guys, because the thing is that it's not in a FISA court because the court documents that I'm looking at, those are in the Southern District of Florida, man, which is a regular criminal court. So it is not a FISA court, my friends. And for some of you guys that are wondering, FISA stands for the Foreign Information Surveillance Act. FISA, right? Or did I have the I portion correctly? But it basically, I talked about this with the Robert Hansen case. It's for mostly done for foreign intelligence guys, foreign intelligence and national security investigations. Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 1978, FISA. That's what it is. Okay. And if you guys want like more espionage type stuff, check out the episode I did with Robert Hansen on FISA and him selling secrets to the Russians. I break that down in really deep detail as to like clearances, classified information, espionage, etc. And one of the statutes actually that they used to support this search warrant was actually an espionage statute, which we're going to talk about that here later on when I read the affidavit, the search warrant with you guys. Okay. So, all right. So, right after the search warrant, Crowder went ahead and did an episode on his podcast on his channel, Steven Crowder, and he actually had Rudy Giuliani on as a guest, okay? And Rudy Giuliani, guys.
There's one more comment.
Oh, yep. It's MMP 200. Myron, thank you once more for this great content. Was curious if you do the Ezra Miller non-binary cold case, because that's a dangerous example of child abuser/molesters using non-binary rights to attempt at evading law. Also, Franklin Credit Union covered by Nick Bryant is a must. Okay, I will check that out. I'm actually I'm either gonna do the Unabomber for you guys today, or I'm gonna do a serial killer episode. Me and Mia watched 2 episodes before this for y'all. That's kind of why we're a little bit late. We're doing some research on those 2 episodes for you guys, but we'll go ahead and give y'all one of those 2, and I'll do a vote at the end of the show. But thank you so much, MMP. So Rudy Giuliani, man, former mayor of New York City, used to be a United States attorney in New York City as well, in the Southern District of New York. So he was a former federal prosecutor, and he actually spent, he actually prosecuted the mafia and a lot of organized crime syndicates. So he went ahead and came on Crowder's show here, okay, and gave his take on the whole Trump thing, which I thought was very interesting what he gave here. So,
Mr. Giuliani, how do you prefer to be referred to, Mr. Giuliani? You prefer mayor? You prefer
Rudy.
Rudy. Well,
Mayor Giuliani.
She likes Mayor Giuliani, and I like Rudy.
Okay, I just heard her say Mayor Giuliani.
And this was a day after the raid, guys. So this is still when it's fresh. But I think he had a very interesting take on the situation. So, and this is someone that's obviously very close to Trump. Someone that also had his stuff seized by the FBI as well, and ended up no charges being filed. Former federal prosecutor, etc. So someone who knows what's going on here. An attorney himself.
I don't want to say Rudy because then Gerald's going to get all aroused. He went to Notre Dame and think of that crappy film where the guy didn't deserve to be on the field.
Call me Rudolph like my mother did.
There you go. Oh, did she do that when you were in trouble?
No, she told me that all the time.
Well,
He said, that's what I named you, and that's what I'm going to call you.
Well, that's actually was a distinct name until that little prick reindeer had to ruin it for the rest of you. So
made my kindergarten very tough.
I can imagine. Yeah, just ask Blitzen. Now, Mayor Giuliani, you're in the same office, I believe. One time one of the times you were a guest on this program, and we last spoke. And by the way, people can, of course, you can listen to his podcast at Rudy Giuliani's Common Sense. You can listen to it wherever podcasts are. You can follow him on Twitter at Rudy Giuliani.
GiulianiCS.com.
Okay, there you go. Because I didn't want to say Mayor Giuliani and then get the plug wrong. Let me first ask you something before we get to you having been raided. This is why I wanted to have you on, because you have firsthand experience. Is this unprecedented?
Pardon me?
Is this unprecedented, what they've done with?
Incredibly unprecedented in many different ways. First of all, it's the first time that a president has authorized, and of course his administration, a criminal action against his predecessor.
Right.
Yeah, and that is crazy. Never been done before.
I mean, we've had a couple of centuries of history, and we've avoided the practice in banana republics and fascist states of the practice of putting your predecessor in prison. And this is the first time any president has ever done that. I mean, even when Trump was confronted with lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, every place he went, he never restarted the criminal case against Hillary Clinton.
Right. And she wasn't president.
And that is true, guys. You know, even though he was running around saying like lock her up, lock her up, lock her up, he never actually did go ahead and like, you know, push to try to get her charged. You know, and as you guys know, you guys are probably wondering, what are you talking about? It's because Hillary was involved in a scandal with the Benghazi attack. Okay. And there were a bunch of emails that were classified that she had in her personal email, which obviously is a gross violation of a bunch of security laws and acts. So that's where that all came from. And it was a big part of his campaign. Lock her up, you know, but he never actually went ahead and pushed through with it.
She was just not sleeping with him.
But I mean, she was the Secretary of State and the wife of the president and,
right.
and his opponent.
Right.
So we're breaking an unwritten rule that has kept us a democracy and kept us different than a fascist state. Also, you can't see this in a vacuum.
Right.
They've been hounding him for, they've been trying to frame him for a crime for 7 years.
Yes.
They're not able to articulate what this crime is.
He's talking about the Russian probe. Jacob Herbert goes, you missed my super chat, $2. Did I miss it? I'll double check.
Some kind of alleged record violation.
Yeah, they said mishandling of classified information. I want to make sure the audience hears it from you. A former president, right? Just to be clear, of course, many former presidents still have access to classified information. The media has tried to imply that that is somehow illegal. It's not. Their claim is that he wasn't handling it properly, right?
Which I would imagine every single president putting together a presidential library makes that mistake 100 times.
Yes.
This has never been pursued criminally ever before. This is again one of these things where they never have pursued anyone criminally but Trump people. I mean, the same thing was true with the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act until they got to Manafort. People got to pay fines for that.
Right.
Manafort went to jail and was put in solitary confinement for doing something that had just about never been prosecuted criminally. Here's the real issue. They've investigated this man for 7 years and they can't find a real crime.
Right.
A crime that you and I would relate to as like stealing money, like Biden did, like
right.
taking bribes.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And this is also something, too, where, you know, it kind of gets a little weird here because, yes, with Biden, right? Like my thing is this. If you're going to do investigations, right, after people, you know, for public corruption or whatever, because that's what the FBI does is for public corruption. You got to look at everybody, man. I mean, Biden's son is no saint, you know, and neither is Biden. You know, Biden accepted money from the Chinese, which that in itself can be looked at as an issue. So my thing is, if you're going to investigate people, especially politicians, you need to investigate everybody equally.
Right.
Like carrying around a .38 revolver when you're a drug addict, which is a 10-year felony. That's
and
like
throwing it in a trash can by a school.
That's a real crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot have a weapon, guys, by the way, when you're a drug addict. It's you become something, it's basically 18 USC 922, which is you're a prohibited person. You cannot have a firearm when you are a drug user. Okay, you lose your Second Amendment right when you use drugs and carry firearms. It's the same as if someone was a felon with a firearm. That is a crime. Federal punished federally.
Being involved in a $3.1 million money laundering transaction where Biden on record gets $800,000 when he's the vice president of the United States. That's called bribery. That's a real crime. I can describe those crimes. This is a dispute over records are classified or not, or who gets to classify whether they're presidential. The reality is he could, by taking them from the White House, that mere act alone could declassify all these.
Chelsea Clinton got that butt. Okay. Yo, through Diglets, you always got like these hilarious ass comments, man. Oh man.
These papers.
Right.
The president gets to classify and declassify.
Right.
When he ordered their removal, he was the president.
Yeah.
Number two, they stayed. The FBI padlocked this room a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They just went.
Oh wait, the FBI padlocked that room. Oh shit!
And broke the padlock they put there.
I know.
They lost the key. Just
like flowers in the attic.
Remember the idiot in front of Gates, Representative Gates, who lost a hard drive?
I know that.
I sent out a tweet. I said, if you want a hard drive, I got a couple extra copies.
Right. I know.
I tried to give it to you when you raided my house and you didn't want it. Now they lost the hard drive. They went there a few weeks ago. They searched the whole place. They saw everything. They said it wasn't secure enough. So they put in an additional padlock, their own.
Yeah.
And when they came in, they didn't bring the key for it. So they had to crack it open. They looked at it, and they took the same things they looked at a couple of weeks ago.
Well, to be fair, it may not have been secured well enough if the FBI were in fact the ones securing it. You know, they probably
that's absolutely
like gym school lock. Yeah, let's just put that on there for the let's call it a day. And by the way, Hillary,
hilarious. Jacob Herbert goes, Myron, can you tell Christina I message fed it? We want Young Dolph. Yes, guys, I know you guys want one Young Dolph. I'm working on it. It's just that it's going to take a little bit of time because the thing is, guys, the Memphis Police Department does not want to release any documents on the Young Dolph case because it's gang associated. We've been trying for months now. I've had several people go to try to go ahead and get the content or sorry, the documents, but they're making it very difficult to get because it has gang ties to it. Okay. So I'll read some of these chats real quick that came in before. So make sure I don't miss any of them. We got, K-Dub, go shout to FNF, best podcast in the world. Quick question, do patrons in the 50 tier get their question answered? I really need advice. Yes, they do. Guys, if you want to go ahead and get your questions answered because we don't answer questions on DMs like that, go on patreon.com/freshfit. Ask your question there at the 50 tier. We answer all the questions. $2 for Pablo Cruz. El Myron, te busco we ando en la Florida. What does that mean? Please help.
Where can you put it up on the screen?
I can't put it up on the screens. I think it was
pronunciation. Try again.
Yeah. Well, what is it? What does that mean?
I don't know. You pronounced it really badly.
Oh. He goes, El Myron, te busco we ando en la Florida.
Oh, he said he's looking for you. He's in Florida.
Oh, okay. Pablo Cruz. Michael Meestroke, $2. Thank you so much. Yo, Myra, keep up the great content. Much love. And that's from Bellman Dumik. Thank you so much, Seto Kaiba. Oh, I thought it was going to be Mia Khalifa. No, it is not Mia Khalifa.
You triggered my trap card.
The same J. Edgar Hoover. That's one dirty always. That's from John Doe. Where's Fresh BBC? $2 from Big Troll. Again, Big Troll. I don't want a president that can't move. Merch. Okay. I was hoping you'd cover this one from Amin Dania. Thank you so much. We got $5 from Jacob Herbert. Oh no, we got the Young Dolph. Mr. Beef Snorkel Sunday night church has started. Do you think this will from the FISA court? Yeah, I answered that one earlier. And then MMP, thank you so much again for that $200 super chat from before. Age of consent. Okay, Myron, all this sounds illegal, sir. Biden 2024. That's from Blank Space. $20 from Hip Hop Conspiracy. Thank you so much. You missed my super chat note. We got you now. 3 Diglets, and then Chelsea Clinton got that butt. All right, cool. Let's keep going.
Clinton didn't just take that.
And then right here, Infinite Slick, $10. What did most Homeland agents think about Epstein's end? Did they think it was sus? Also, my home equity is like $150K. How do I cash out without selling my house or paying taxes? You do a cash out refinance, my friend. That's how you do it, Infinite Slick. Do a cash out refinance, or you could do a home equity line of credit. So you can go ahead and tap into the equity in your home. If you do a cash out refinance, it is a non-taxable event, baby. So you can get that money out and go ahead and invest it into another property. Do not take that equity and go buy a boat. Don't do no dumb shit with that equity, man. I think that's it, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Shout out to me on the ones and twos.
Documents. She took the W's off the keyboard when they were leaving,
which is kind of funny.
It is kind of funny.
It's a combination. One of them just forgot the 5.
Yes, exactly. Kind of funny.
And real quick, I hate to ask for this, guys, but please like the video. All right, get me to 100% engagement. We've got 2,000 y'all in here. You guys could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. Thank you so much. We're reacting to the Donald Trump search warrant and Mar-a-Lago. Please like the video. I got me in the house. Say something for the people.
Something for the people.
Okay, fantastic. Stupid. Like the video, guys, all right?
Oh, it is unprecedented, and it's a very, very damaging thing to do. I mean, we're just about at the end of really saying we have a fair system of justice.
I think we are at the end.
Standards. We have 2 standards. This, we've had for 5 years outstanding criminal cases against the Bidens.
Yeah.
Not just the son and the president, but the brother. None of them have been raided. None of them have been searched. None of them have been brought before a grand jury. None of them have been arrested.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Trump people get searched, and then they don't find anything.
Well, here's my question, because
they haven't apologized to me.
Well, I wouldn't hold your breath for that. But let me ask you this. You on this program actually was the first time the public saw the Hunter Biden laptop. And then we had you back on when the FBI raided your private offices. They didn't.
Funny Fungus goes $5. Trump's lawyers claim all investigations to be dropped if he agrees not to run in 2024. I didn't hear that. That's crazy. All right.
Take that laptop. What did they take?
They took all of the electronics in my house.
Okay.
And all of the electronics, and this is really a constitutional violation, in my law office.
Ah, yeah.
Much of which didn't relate to Donald Trump.
Of course.
That is a gross violation of the 6th Amendment.
Yes, and the reason why, guys, is because that is privileged information, okay? Anytime, any communication between an attorney and their client is considered privileged, and the government cannot look at that stuff. So, for example, when I was an agent myself, right, if I was wiretapping someone and I listened to their phone calls and they called their lawyer, I had to turn that shit off. Or if we were going to go ahead and talk to a bad guy and he wanted to talk to his lawyer, we had to leave the room. Attorney-client privilege is for real, okay? It's considered privileged, and you cannot use any of that stuff in a criminal proceeding. Even if I was to overhear him say, yeah, I killed all those motherfuckers. Yeah, I definitely did it. It can't be used because it's privileged.
Yeah.
And the only lawyers who get searched are Trump lawyers. I never searched a lawyer when I was in the Justice Department.
No,
I always thought there was a 6th Amendment called attorney-client privilege. Well,
Bam.
Biden has done away with that. No attorney-client privilege for Trump.
Think about that double standard.
People who searched here and they searched my law office.
Yeah. Think about that.
And they returned everything to me.
Right.
I have everything back because, as I told them then, have me come in and ask me questions and I'll answer them. It took 1.5 years to say yes to that. I finally went in. I spent 4 hours with him. And what I told him at the beginning is true. I'm not stupid. I don't commit crimes.
Right.
I was a U.S. attorney.
Josh Z, $10. Myron, love all you do, brother. What is the best credit card for a guy with a credit score of 800 plus? I can't remember what I recommended months ago. I'll put a video I'll put a link in the chat with some of the best credit cards.
For 17 years, I know what crimes are and what they're not. Now you're going to go make up crimes on me. I can't do much about that.
Right.
But I don't commit crimes. I just don't.
Well, think of the double standard. You have Republicans, you have conservatives out there, and this is what we're talking about. I mean, for crying out loud, Dinesh D'Souza had to wear an ankle bracelet because he gave money to a friend's campaign beyond the maximum allowable amount, who lost, just to be clear. Again, these are things where usually someone gets fined, and if you're a Democrat, you don't get fined. But think about this. You're talking about attorney-client privilege, and it's something that I know very well. Conservatives, Republicans out there right now are afraid to even keep notes or what they discuss with their lawyer because even though it's their constitutional right, they're concerned that could be raided. Meanwhile, Hunter and Ashley Biden leave a paper trail longer than a Circuit City receipt of every misdeed they've committed because there's no fear of retribution whatsoever. They'll walk right past the hard drive in your office to grab shit they have no right to grab from you. Pardon my language.
Right. And they go out and say, I never spoke to any of my son's foreign clients. And there are 17 pieces of evidence of 17 different meetings with foreign clients, including Chinese communists.
Oh, shit.
with Joe Biden when he was the vice president.
Yeah.
Disgustingly selling his office. This guy got 30.
Speaking of which, by the way, let me tell you guys something. When you have a clearance and you have communication with foreign nationals, that comes up in your background check, guys. You have to disclose all foreign contacts when you have a top secret clearance or above, which I'm, assuming anyone in the Biden circle is probably going to need, at least Biden himself is going to need an SCI or actually higher than that, probably a White House clearance, because they call it a Yankee hat clearance. And you gotta declare that when you communicate with foreign officials, especially foreign government officials. Okay. So that's a big no-no right there.
$1 million from China.
I know.
China's our enemy. That's not a national security problem. And a couple of papers sitting behind padlocks in Mar-a-Lago that nobody even knows what they are. What kind of national security problem could they be?
Right. Well, to be fair, also too, Joe Biden was just he was loaning his office to Eric Swalwell for his practices with the Chinese spies. Look, I want to, and we'll actually talk about that. He actually went after me on Twitter. Eric Swalwell. Think about this like you're talking. I'm going, what wormhole did I fall into where Eric Swalwell has any
him or his Chinese communist sisters?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She could be running his social media at this point. I think he's dating a Russian spy now.
She's actually more of a patriot.
Yes, she's more.
Oh yeah, there was someone in the camp that was dating a Chinese spy, and she ran back to fucking China after she smashed the guy and got some information. Holy shit, man! Holy. Infinite Slick, $10 goes, Myron, I got a CCW on a G19 with a red dot. Can I walk around Miami with a Rolex and be good? Also, is it illegal to bait violent criminals into robbing me so I could clap them? Just wondering. Sir, Florida's a stand your ground state, so I guess you could do what you want, but I would not.
He just outed himself.
Yeah, bro, don't do it. Don't do it. If someone robs you, do what you got to do, but don't bait people with your Rolex. Don't go ahead and get it busted down just because. And guys, we got 2,156 you guys in here. Please like the video, man. We don't even have 1,000 likes yet. If you guys get me up to 2,000 likes, I really appreciate it. Videos like this need to get pushed up in the algorithm. For some odd reason, some of my videos have been getting the yellow check. Because obviously sometimes it's violent. I did the FBI shootout last week, and obviously that one was fairly violent. So they, gave me a yellow check and didn't get hit up. So we need the likes up so that we can get the engagement up. So that way the videos can get recommended.
More of a patriot than Eric Swalwell. We're going to go here because I want to ask you about next steps to Mug Club. So we're not on YouTube, so that way we don't need to worry about any hot water. Again, the Twitter is at Rudy Giuliani, and the podcast is, let me make sure I get this right. I want to make sure I read everything correctly. It is Rudy Giuliani's Common Sense. Right now, YouTube, thank you so much. This is a day that is going to live in infamy, and I'm no longer comfortable discussing.
All right. Shout out to Steven Crowder, by the way. I'm subscribed to his channel. Like the video, guys. We got to show that love, okay? Just like I did it for him, I need you guys to do it for me. So now we're going to go ahead and read this Fox article here. Chris, $20 goes, you said most law enforcement is conservative. What they doing our boy Trump like this for so long? Democrat Congress? That could be a part of it, my friends. That definitely could be a part of it. So we're going to go ahead and read this article. And this came out today, guys, by the way, August 14, 2022, from 4:06 earlier today. FBI sees classified records from Mar-a-Lago during raid of Trump's Florida residence. Okay. And actually, you know what? Yeah. DHS and FBI bulletin warns of dirty bomb threat, increasing general calls for civil war. Just so you guys know, a guy out in Cincinnati actually went ahead and actually, you know what? Quick little diversion real quick. Some guy attacked the FBI in Cincinnati right after they raided the house. So we could go ahead and break this thing down as well. Okay, and this was at the office.
This is in relation to the
happened right after the Trump search warrant.
We can confirm from the Ohio State Highway Patrol that suspect is dead. 3 law enforcement sources telling our colleagues Bryn Gingras and Josh Campbell that he is identified as Ricky Schiffer. The suspect was killed after a standoff with police lasting several hours. Now, here's what I can tell you from our reporting. at this moment here about the suspect. An account bearing the name of the suspect in this standoff made a post on former President Donald Trump's social media platform referencing an attempt to storm an FBI office. It also encouraged others online to prepare for a revolutionary type war. On the Truth Social account, that is President Trump's account, the user claimed he was present in Washington on January 6th, but he did not say whether he was actually on Capitol Hill and or entered the Capitol at that time. And authorities have not yet confirmed that the account is the suspect. But what we can tell you, Wolf, is that the suspect is confirmed.
And guys, the Homeland Security, so the Federal Protective Service, FPS, they protect government buildings. Okay, so that's their job. So more than likely, they're going to be the ones to go ahead and launch an investigation right into this guy's background, everything else like that. Anytime you threaten a government building or whatever it may be, these are the guys that take lead. They have their own, actually, they do have their own 1811s, aka their own special agents that do investigations. Since the FBI building is a government facility.
The name is confirmed, Ricky Schiffer, and that investigators are combing through his social media presence as we speak, as we just told you about what they've been able to tell us about his claims to have been at the Capitol. Now we can tell you a little bit more detail also about how this attack and the pursuit played out. He entered the FBI Cincinnati field office at about 9:15 this morning, according to law enforcement. He had a standoff there, some kind of a confrontation with people at a security checkpoint there. Then he fled in a car. And
at the front desk, the FBI, they have like a little check-in desk. That's where the first altercation happened.
Drove north on Interstate 71 from Cincinnati. He exited the highway at least once. He then turned at least once with officers in pursuit, and they were firing. He was firing at them, according to the Ohio State Highway Patrol. He was firing at them during that pursuit and after his car came to a stop. Now, just a short time ago, Lieutenant Nathan Dennis talked about what happened after that standoff with police and when they tried to move in and take him into custody.
Bam. And then this guy's is the FBI Cincinnati Statement real fast.
Mass shooting in Jerusalem this morning left 8 people.
So here, let me go back. So these are some of the Bureau agents right after the situation happened. They're obviously securing the scene. And then you got the evidence response team in the back as well. Now, this is the FBI's official website. This was their statement after the attack, and it goes, on August 11, 2022 at approximately 9:15 EST, an armed male subject attempted to breach the visitor screening facility at the FBI, which their visitor screening, guys, is right here, this hut right here that you guys see. God damn it. So trash. Hold on, guys. It's this right here. There you go. So that little...
Right, Wolf, well, we can confirm from...
That's basically where you go in when you're when you're like a visitor.
Confirm from the Ohio State Highway Patrol that that's.
Shut up. All right. God damn it. Hold on. Let me stop sharing screen. My bad, guys. I got a million tabs open, as you guys can see. But I will say the good thing is we no longer have all that noise. God damn it. We finally got that shit fixed. So, okay. So this was the statement from them. And again, this happened right after the Trump search warrant. 2 days later or 3 days later, the subject so the subject eventually fled and was encountered by the FBI, Ohio State Patrol, and local law enforcement near Wilmington, Ohio. The subject shot law enforcement officers during an incident. Law enforcement also fired their weapons. At approximately 3:45, the subject was shot and is deceased. The FBI is now reviewing this agent-involved shooting. The FBI takes all shooting incidents involving our agents or task force members seriously, and of course, the FBI policy, the shooting incident is now under investigation by the FBI's inspection division, which, for you guys that are wondering, that's their internal affairs. That's what they call their internal affairs, is the FBI's inspection division. They're FBI agents as well. The review process is thorough and objective and is conducted as expeditiously as possible under the circumstances. And then this is the original statement, and this is the updated one. Okay, so and this is from their public affairs person, and then this is their page right here, and this is the special agent in charge. Like each office actually has their own page, so. Yeah, that's like I told you guys before. What's a special agent in charge? That's the SAC, right? Or an FBI calls it the SAIC. And then here, the assistant special agents in charge. And then this is like the stuff that they got going on in this particular office. But you can always look at every different field office has their own website. So anyway, I'll hit stop share right there. Okay, so let's go ahead. And now we're going to continue with this here, this Fox News article from today. just had a little quick side thing right there for y'all because I knew that Cincinnati shooting might come up. Okay. Trump reacts to FBI taking some documents covered by attorney-client privilege. Oh, great. Former President Donald Trump reacted to exclusive reporting from Fox News that some of the documents taken in an FBI raid on his... And let me enlarge it for y'all real fast. Okay, you guys should read that now. Okay. Were covered by attorney-client privilege Sunday, which we talked about earlier with Rudy Giuliani. Trump commented on the news on his Truth Social site, requested that the documents be returned. Fox News first reported on Saturday that attorney-client privilege documents had been seized. Oh, great. It has just been learned that the FBI in its now famous raid of Mar-a-Lago took boxes of privileged attorney-client material and also executive privilege material, which they knowingly should not have taken, Trump wrote. By copy of this truth, I respectfully request that these documents be immediately returned to the location from which they were taken. Thank you. Oh, man. Okay.
Is there something that can be done about that? Like if they get access to something that isn't the attorney-client privilege? Other than just requesting for the documents to get back?
Can they take anything from it?
I mean, like the person who had this violated, like this privilege violated, what can they do? Like, can you like
they can't use
sue?
it against him. They can't use it against him criminally. And then, yeah, he could potentially come back after the government with a civil suit if he wanted to. Yeah. If it was like egregious, for sure. Okay. So let's see here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so they pinned this. Okay, calls for the repeal of the Espionage Act. That's not relevant to that. Okay.
Over the past 40 years, 10,000 animals have been killed in very strange ways.
It's the greatest unsolved crime spree in history.
Fucking ads.
Originals, cattle mutilations, streaming now.
The hell? Who cares about cows, bro?
General Merrick Garland talk about the search warrant. He said that he signed it personally. Let's listen to this.
I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant. Second,
that is the that's the Attorney General for the United States, by the way, guys. All right, who is the chief law enforcement officer in the United States. All right.
The department does not take such a decision lightly.
He says they don't take the decision lightly, yet there was such an escalation here, right? President Trump says there was cooperation. He was handing things over. He was working with the agents that were in charge of this case, yet they went from 0 to 60 within the matter of weeks.
That's right.
Your take on where we are right now?
You know, Jackie, I think he was goaded into saying that he reviewed it personally because we went through several days where the coverage of it was as if he was a spectator, as if he was a passenger on the ship, not the captain of the ship, which the attorney general is supposed to be. So I think a lot of his statement the other day was theater in that regard to correct that impression. Ultimately, I think he's going to be sorry he said that he personally reviewed this warrant.
Yeah, I agree. Because he probably didn't. He probably looked at it to some degree, but he's gonna leave that to the United States Attorney's Office, guys. That's what he's gonna that's what he's gonna do, because at the end of the day, he's so high up that it's like it is what it is, right? And then also, guys, do me a favor, go ahead and like the goddamn video. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and start reviewing the search warrant as well here very soon. And the reason why I'm going through line by line, breaking down, number one, who Donald Trump is, what a search warrant is, the search of Mar-a-Lago, talking about what happened in Cincinnati, et cetera, is that so that when I read the search warrant for y'all, it's going to make sense, which I'm going to pull that up here in a second, right after this.
Because, we're talking a lot about the classified information.
3 Digless goes, $100, save the cows. Thank you so much. Oh, man. I see some of you guys are saying free Assange. I was actually watching a documentary on him. The UK is going to turn him over, guys. He's definitely going to come to the United States and face some pretty serious charges. Kwame Hayes, $5. I put Christ first and the rest don't matter. 2A on me. Run up. I'm going to blast you. Going ultra MAGA. Yeah. I mean, hey man, Second Amendment is a beautiful thing, isn't it? So, that's what it's about.
Information aspect of it. This warrant is so open-ended and it so defies the Fourth Amendment's requirement that a warrant specifically describe the things that the agents are allowed to seize. This is a general warrant. This is basically what we have the Fourth Amendment to prevent. It's so, you just mentioned before, every shred of paper that was generated by the Trump administration can be collected under this warrant. It doesn't have to have an iota of connection
Okay, so this is where he's kind of wrong, and I'll tell you why. We don't have the affidavit, right? So since we don't have the affidavit, we don't know exactly what led them to say what they wanted, all right, in their in what they're looking for. And this is why it's so important.
Alien abduction.
What the fuck, these fucking ads. This is why it's so important, guys, to be able to look at the affidavit, because the affidavit will tell you exactly, number one, the facts of the case, and it's also going to tell you why they believe that there's going to be evidence of a certain crime at a location and what they're looking for. But since we don't have the affidavit, we don't know the basis for which they're trying to get these documents. Okay, so I get what he's saying. Like, he's saying, oh, it's a very open-ended warrant, etc. But the reason why the FBI can write it in an open-ended way like that is because classified documents need to be held and stored in a certain way. So their argument is, we're looking for anything that's classified. So that in itself makes it easy because it's not a government building, Mar-a-Lago. Okay, but we don't have enough information because we don't have the affidavit. Which,
Fox Nation presents
my little conspiracy theory here is that I think, here, I'll play this stupid ass ad while I, okay. My personal thing on it, right? My little conspiracy theory on this is, I think that what's going to happen is the affidavit is going to reveal that there was probably an informant or someone close to Trump that provided this information. That's what I think this is going to reveal.
I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant.
Maybe it was marked, maybe it wasn't. But essentially, that attorney would be putting his entire career reputation.
And if you look at the warrant, they not only were able to take every shred of paper, the way this worked was, if they found a box that had one low-level classified document in it, they were able to take the whole box, its contents, and any boxes that were next to the box. So there was no limitation on this whatsoever. It's not about classified information.
Well, the reason why, again, is because classified information should not be at a private residence. That's why they were able to take everything. And, I'm trying to be objective here. Like I said, you guys know I like Trump, but the reason why they're able to take everything is because classified documents are not supposed to be. I don't know why they keep doing this shit. Classified documents are not supposed to be at a private residence. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this thing all the way through and then react to it after, guys, because I can already tell that Fox News is on some bullshit right now. We keep trying to play ads. So let me fast forward to where we were before. Okay.
Andy, I want to start with you first, because
And then we'll just let it play all the way through.
All about America, that this guy would be the one who.
And I'll pause it every now and then just so we don't get hit with the copyright.
Unbelief, I think, even for Democrats. But to your point, and to Andy's point as well, this search warrant was so broad. It said in the warrant, this is indicative of what they were actually looking for. It says, all physical documents and records constituting evidence, contraband, and fruits of a crime. Now, if you want to go after classified information, they could have specified classified information. They didn't. They're looking for fruits of a crime. So what does that mean, Jackie? It means that this is really an extension of the January 6th hearings. They're looking for more evidence of crimes for Donald Trump. And this is the umbrella in which they're doing it, saying it's classified information. Donald had secret information in regard to nuclear weapons. We're going to use that pretense to get information to try to convict him in regard to something else. And it's so broad-based. One last point. It's not just boxes. They can get pieces of paper. They could look in teacups all throughout his house, little crannies and nooks all over the house they could search, because that's where Donald Trump could have stashed one little slice of paper that could have been top secret, and therefore they can search it. They had carte blanche in this whole house.
Right. And we also have a soundbite from John Solomon.
But that's for almost anything, even for drugs. If you have a search for like a drug search warrant, you can search in every nook and cranny. So you can search anywhere where that potential evidence can be. Okay. So, I mean, that wasn't really a good argument by that guy.
And he's talking about how Trump's office essentially said that he had a standing order that the documents taken to his residence were declassified. Let's listen.
This is from President Trump's office. It just came in a few minutes ago. President Trump, in order to prepare the work the next day, often took documents, including classified documents, to the residence. He had a standing order that documents removed from the Oval Office and taken to the residence were deemed to be declassified. The power to classify and declassify documents rests solely with the President of the United States. The idea that some paper-pushing bureaucrat with classification authority delegated by the President needs to approve the declassification is absurd.
Tammy.
That is true. The president does reserve the right to classify documents as he wishes. Okay, that is an authority that the president enjoys. So he's right with that one.
Your reaction? Well, I think that speaks to kind of the heart of the matter here, right? Is that people can't forget that Donald Trump was the president. Someone like Hillary Clinton was not the president. Sandy Berger was not the president. Everyone else does not fall under this framework. What I think they don't want to admit, maybe can't stand, is that Donald Trump was the most powerful man in the world, and he was the decision maker. And so I think these arguments are going to come down to that kind of a push about whether or not you can deem something that way, that's still stamped, that it's not classified. If there's some paper pushing that needs to happen or things need to be crossed out. If that's our argument, this was.
Oh, this fucking clown. Bro, you're not even covering this shit. You just go over Trump's defense. I've said both negative and positive things about Trump on this show. Did you just tune in, bro? Are you just tuning in? Stupid. The fuck, man. God damn, man. We're covering this thing objectively, my friend. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of here. Like I'll never understand people that don't like.
We have to remember,
if you don't like the content, get the fuck out of here.
Let them waste their time.
That this warrant was approved, I believe, 3 days before the raid. So full 72 hours seems like not so urgent at some point with that regard. But also remember, I think it was the day before he was set to go into the New York Attorney General's office for a deposition regarding another issue. Within 90 days of an election, it seems like so many things happening so conveniently as a distraction in some sense of like.
It is a weird time for this to be happening. I ain't gonna lie, because this stuff with these documents, they've been going back on it for a while.
Piling on, and the American people notice this. This becomes the issue for the FBI: is legitimacy. And how much this piles on to what we've been dealing with for the past 7 years. And we're noticing that he has not been affected so much before. And even the Democrats have noticed that unless this was some huge smoking gun, this was too much.
I'm going to read a little bit from the Espionage Act because it was included in the warrant. And it reads specifically, whoever being entrusted with or having lawful possession or control of any document, writing, code book, signal book, sketch, photograph, photographic negative, blueprint, plan, map, model, note, or information relating to the national defense through gross negligence permits the same to be removed from its proper place of custody or delivered to anyone in violation.
And this is 18 U.S.C. 793, guys. You can see it's extremely broad. It's ran that way for a reason. Okay, so that they can go ahead and go after traitors.
Of his trust or to be list, stolen, abstracted, destroyed, or shall be punished by a fine of not more than $10,000 or by imprisonment for not more than 2 years or both. Andy.
No. Well, look, that sounds like it covers everything, right? And the warrant covers everything. So we got everything covered. They are not going to prosecute him on the Espionage Act. And I would again point out that there were 3 statutes that are cited in the warrant. 2 of them have nothing to do with classified information.
And we're going to talk about those 2 statutes that are in the warrant here in a second when I pull it up.
It's just government records. So I think the objective here was to gather as much information as they could. They used, when I say pretextual, I'm not saying that they lied to get the warrant, but they had the excuse of going in to get the classified information. So they exploited it to get everything.
Exactly. So if they went in and they found something else that they deemed to be in the commission of another crime, it wasn't necessarily with respect to these documents, they could take it. They could use their judgment at that point and take it.
The law says that. So for example, if the agents go in and they are looking for crime A and they see obvious evidence of crime B, if I go in on a gun case and I see a pile of narcotics on the table, I can take the narcotics. I'm not required to turn them.
And that's called right to B, right to C, guys. So plain view doctrine. Okay, so like the many times where I did search warrants myself, you'd go in looking for something, and then you see, evidence of another crime. Well, you're able to go ahead and seize that other evidence because you were lawfully there at the residence. So therefore, now anything that you see, right, because you're lawfully there, right to B means right to C. You can go ahead and add charges to it. That's how they're able to get Young Thug, right, on those gun charges, etc. When they went ahead and raided his house, because they found that there were other violations there. Even though they went there on one type of violation, they're able to go ahead and they were able to go ahead and oh my God, this fucking shit. They were able to go ahead and get other fruits of another crime. Okay. So that's how they're able to do it. So we got the last few seconds, a few minutes here of this thing. Where the hell is the goddamn video that we're watching? Yeah, Fox News is really bad with these ads, man. But hey, that's what happens. The news is dying. They need all the ads they can get, baby.
Why is Roger happy? It's the little things, Carvana.
Okay, we'll pause that shit. So yeah, so that's what it is, guys. Right to be means right to see, and that's how guys get extra charges added to them whenever the police go ahead and do a search warrant. You know, they go in there looking for fraud, and then they find some other stuff there. Next thing you know, now you get hit with a superseding indictment with new charges that you didn't anticipate coming because they were able to find fruits of another crime there. Okay. Or if they find information on, let's say, another conspirator or whatever it may be, that you're involved in some other stuff, they can go ahead and collect that evidence and use it against other people as well, because that search warrant was lawfully obtained. So now everything that they see while they're there is open. And I think we're right around here.
So they exploited it to get everything.
So if they went in and they found something else that they deemed to be in the commission of another crime, it wasn't necessarily with respect to these documents, they could take it. They could use their judgment at that point and take it.
The law says that. So, for example, if the agents go in and they are looking for crime A and they see obvious evidence of crime B, if I go in on a gun case and I see a pile of narcotics on the table, I can take the narcotics. I'm not required to turn a blind eye to it. But here, they had a warrant that told them they could take everything. And it's not tied to particular crimes. And it's certainly not tied only to classified crimes.
Right.
So I don't see this ever resulting in a classified information indictment. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make a fraud on the government or obstruction of Congress case on Trump in connection with January 6th. And they're hoping they hit a home run.
It's a fishing expedition, and it proves his argument that it's him against a system that's after him and that this was political.
We're going to have to leave it there.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So I'll hit some of these chats, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the document. All right, guys. So we got here. Thank you guys so much for donations. I really appreciate it, man. We got a few haters in the chat, which is great. That's, hey, man, nothing wrong with people with different opinions, right? Jeremy Pierre goes, I hate Trump and Biden, but don't argue with burner accounts, LOL. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. People are going to hate, man. I knew doing this episode that, you know, I was going to get people like, oh, I hate Trump. And then some other people saying, I love Trump or whatever. Listen, man, we're just looking at the facts here. Got to do a video on Taxstone, Troy Ave case, the Irving Plaza shooting. Salute Myron, the show hard as fuck. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Guys, by the way, I already did Taxstone and Troy Ave. I did it on DJ Academics show off the record. Go ahead and go on Spotify, search DJ Academics, Myron Gaines, or, you know, DJ Academics and Taxstone, and the episode is going to be there. I broke it down with Academics a couple months ago. So if you guys want that Taxstone and Troy Ave joint, check it out on Off the Record with DJ Academics, okay? And then we got Amin here. Will you cover 9/11 on this channel someday? Yes, we will. Matter of fact, you know, that's another one too, because we got the World Trade Center bombing. We got the Unabomber. You know what? I'll take a vote at the end of the show for you guys, okay? We'll either do the World Trade Center bombing, the Unabomber, or a serial killer case for this coming Tuesday. I'll do it at the end of the show. We'll take a vote, okay? By the way, guys, like the video. I think we got only, 1,000 something likes on this bad boy right now. There's 2.3K of you guys watching. So please do me a favor and like the video. Okay, it really helps with the algorithm, helps push the channel, you know, help us get to 100,000 subscribers on this bad boy. Let's see here if we got anything else. We got Desmond Montgomery. Are you going to cover Brittany Griner's case? No, that's Russian law. Probably not. She got 9 years, which I think, honestly, a big reason why she got 9 years is because of the sanctions and the conflict we got going on in Ukraine. You know, Putin's kind of like, fuck the United States. So that's why they gave her so much time. Miss Lance Lewis super chat, allegedly. Infinite Slick, thank you so much. And then we got Michael Meatstroke, $2 super sticker. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's see here if I got anything else. And then 3 Diglets earlier with Save the Cows. You guys are fucking hilarious, bro. 3 Diglets with the funny chats. And then I think we got, let's see. I think we're caught up. Are we caught up?
I think so.
Last one here. Infinite Slick goes, Myron, if I modify a tactical shield to hold itself up in front of me, hooked onto a backpack, I can't lose a self-defense encounter, right? I literally would not lose a single gunfight. Am I wrong? I don't know if you're trolling or not, man, but bro, how about this? The best conflict is not getting into a conflict in the first place, my friend, all right? Don't try to sit there and get in gunfights. It's not a smart move. The best gunfight is no gunfight, all right? Talk nice when you cover the twins falling down.
They're expecting you to be an asshole.
Myron's look at this fucking Osama bin Laden. Like, bro.
And it's a photo of it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a
Bro, I can't even fucking like. All right. I mean, that's actually pretty fucking funny. That's pretty fucking funny. Mara, one of your mods put me on timeout for replying to the leftards that are talking smack in the chat. What's that all about? They ain't timed out. Guys, let's not time anybody out, mods. You know, let people say what they want to say. If we got people in there talking shit, oh, Myron, I'm not even breaking down the case, bro. I'm just looking at Fox News. Guys, the reason why we're going through the Fox News articles is so that you guys can understand what the hell is going on before I actually read the search warrant, which I'm going to pull up right now. I got it here on the side here. Okay. I got a basketball practice, Myron and Mia Rock fam. Yeah, shout out to Mia.
Thank you.
She's a good co-host. And I think we're caught up now. Okay, so let's go ahead and start reading this search warrant, okay, guys? And we're going to go through this thing line by line, all right? So first, actually, you know what? Let's go into Pacer and pull it up. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you guys real fast. We're going to go share. Bam. So as you guys know, I use Pacer for everything, all right? And this is the search warrant case, okay? Case title, USA versus sealed search warrant, okay? Here's, I think, Trump's lawyer right here, Andrea Flynn Mogensen, okay? And then here is the plaintiff, Juan Antonio Gonzalez Jr. He's the United States Attorney's Office, HIDTA, which is strange that they have it out of this address. That doesn't make sense to me because HIDTA is High Intensity Drug Trafficking trafficking area. So it's weird to me that the AUSA's office, HIDTA, is the one that filed this thing. This has got to be some kind of typo or whatever, but that's a whole other situation. And these are all the actions that took place with this warrant, okay? So this is the general, as you guys can see, a lot of activity on this thing, okay? And you know what? Let me enlarge it for you guys just so you can kind of see what the hell's going on here. So I'll go ahead and scroll through it with you guys real fast, and then I'll actually pull up the document in itself, all right? But it was filed on the 5th, sealed magistrate matter search warrant issued on 8/5, okay? And then motion to unseal was on the 10th, all right? That's after they executed it on the 8th, all right? And then this is all the stuff that's been going on after the fact, all right? CBS obviously trying to get it, the New York Times, okay? All these people, EW Scripps Company, right? Everyone is trying to get this thing unsealed, all right? Dow Jones Company, EW Scripps, boom, right? And then a notice of appearance by Andrea Flynn Mogensen on behalf of the Florida Center for Government Accountability, Inc., okay? So yeah, everyone and their mom was looking at this thing, right? So here is the document, guys, and I have it right here for y'all. Went ahead and took the liberty of getting it. So as you guys can see, United States District Court, Southern District of Florida. Here's the case number, 22MJ8332BER, okay? This is the actual case number for this search warrant, all right? Notice of filing of redacted documents. The United States hereby gives notice that it is filing following document, which is a redacted version of material previously filed in this case number under seal. The search warrant, not including the affidavit, signed and approved by the court on August 5th, 2022, including attachments A and B. See, what we really need, though, guys, is attachment fucking C. Attachment C is the affidavit. The affidavit is written by the case agent, okay? The affiant is going to be a special agent with the FBI, and he's going to go ahead and document all the facts that led to them getting the probable cause to be able to get the search warrant. And going back to my conspiracy theory here, okay? For them to be able to go ahead and get a search warrant on a former president's home, I know 99% chance that there was probably a cooperator that went in there and gave them information, detailed information that told them what kind of documents they were looking for, where the documents were held, etc., so that the FBI can go ahead and get a search warrant. Because as much as, you know, I know on Fox News, again, this is me being unbiased here, as much as Fox News is saying this is a fishing expedition, they're just hating on Trump, etc., the fact of the matter is this: the Department of Justice clearly has a hard-on for Trump. Therefore, since they have a hard-on for Trump, they're going to make sure that their T's are crossed and their I's are dotted. So I already know that this affidavit was probably written really well, It was probably extremely thorough, probably had a bunch of facts in there to substantiate them searching because they know it's going to be challenged. They know that Trump has the ability to hire the best lawyers that money can buy. They know that it's going to be challenged. They know that anything they do when they file against Donald Trump is going to be challenged by a whole team of attorneys. So I know at the highest levels of the Department of Justice, this thing was reviewed a million times by a bunch of different attorneys. And for them to go ahead and get assigned by a judge meant that a million people already looked at it, okay? And that it's probably extremely thorough, and there's probably informants involved. And I guarantee you it's probably not just one, probably multiple people went ahead and cooperated with the FBI and gave information on this for them to be able to get a search warrant on a residence. To get a search warrant on a residence, guys, is extremely difficult, okay? So if you look at like thresholds, all right? Let's say I arrest you and I catch you with a cell phone, right? And I know you're a drug trafficker. I need a search warrant for your phone, all right? That's going to be easy to get because I caught you committing a crime. All I need to say is, this subject is a drug trafficker. I know that cell phones are used a lot of the times to commit drug trafficking activity, etc. It's going to be easy for me to get that search warrant, right? Then let's say I want to search your car. I get a search warrant for your car because I believe that you're involved in some criminal activity and your vehicle was used in the commission of said activity. Let's say you're a bank robber and I think that there's going to be masks and gloves and duct tape and guns and everything else like that in your car. Well, it's going to be fairly easy for me to go ahead and get a search warrant of that vehicle. It's going to be a little bit harder than that phone, obviously, but it's still going to be fairly easy because it's a vehicle. A house, guys, is at the top of the echelon when it comes to difficulty of getting a search warrant. Why? Well, because a home is considered to be your castle. It's considered to be the grossest invasion of privacy when someone searches your home. The two hardest search warrants to get, guys, are a search warrant for a home, and then a little bit above that is a Title III intercept, which is what? A wiretap listening to someone's phone. Because when you listen to someone's phone, not only are you impeding on their freedom, right? You're also impeding on other people that are calling them. So those are the two hardest warrants to get signed because you need quite a bit of probable cause to be able to justify, all right, going into someone's home and or listening to their phones. All right. Now, if it's a FISA warrant, right, and you suspect the person of some type of terrorism or espionage or like some kind of national security threat, well, that goes through the FISA court. That's a little bit different. That's a whole other world.
So,
okay.
Are you saying there was an informant or there had to be informants that were connected to Trump in order for this to happen?
I believe so. For them to be able to get a search warrant of his house, they had to have had people on the inside that were able to, that had went in the residence and saw the documents. Had to. So, but yeah, that's a good question because it's not, you 9 out of 10 times when you get a search warrant for a home, you're able to get the search warrant because someone went inside and it knows that there's criminal activity.
Yeah,
exactly.
They would have to know it's there.
So that's what makes me think that someone cooperated with the FBI to give them that information. Now, I'm not dumb. The reason why they don't want to release the affidavit is because if they release the affidavit, it's going to be extremely obvious as to who revealed the information. Because I guarantee you, Trump probably has a close circle of people that have that would know information like that. So he would be able to quickly identify whoever is cooperating with the FBI. Him and his legal team would be able to quickly identify, and that would compromise that person's, I mean, maybe not their safety, so to speak, but it would compromise their sources, and they would no longer be able to do their investigation because it's probably an active investigation that they got going on, and that source will no longer be able to cooperate because, bam, now the source is burned. So, guys, like the fucking video because ain't nobody going to give y'all sauce like that. And just so you guys know, all right, when I was an agent myself, I've written hundreds of search warrants. Okay, I wrote them for phones. I wrote them for cars. I wrote them for houses. I wrote them for wiretaps. I wrote them for all kinds of situations. All right, those are the most common. I've done it for laptops, iPads. I've done a bunch of search warrants, guys. So me reading through this, I already know what time it is when they get a search warrant for a house. I already know. All right. The property receipt listing items seized pursuant to the search filed with the court on August 11th, 2022. And who is this? Juan Antonio Gonzalez, United States Attorney. The United States Attorney, guys, is the chief law enforcement officer, okay, of the district. So in the Southern District of Florida, the USA is a top U.S. attorney, and then everybody underneath him are called assistant United States attorneys, AUSAs, okay? And then the USA, there's one in every district. And then on top of the USA is the attorney general, who is the guy that I showed you guys before that said that he had looked at the warrant, etc., which he probably did take a look at it. But at the end of the day, the AUSAs and the USA are the ones that are going to be the most responsible. All right. So obviously this is a high level here. And if I'm not mistaken, the USAs are presidentially appointed, which is interesting because anyway. Okay. So here's the United States District Court. All right. Southern District of Florida search and seizure warrant. All right. So, and here in the matter of the search of, this is where you go ahead and you put the premises of where you're going to look at. And we know 1100 South Ocean Boulevard is Mar-a-Lago. Here's a case number. This is the search warrant. And to any authorized law enforcement officer, an application by a federal law enforcement officer for an attorney for the government requests the search of the following person or property located in the Southern District of Florida. See attachment A. I find that the affidavit or any recorded testimony established probable cause to search and seize the person or property described above, and that such person will reveal. So you see attachment B. So you never actually put all your facts here, guys. It just says see attachment A, see attachment B. Okay, this is just one paper. You won't be able to fit all your facts on this. Okay, so as you guys can see, what do I always tell you guys? The feds always get search warrants typically at 6 a.m. Right? So you are commanded to execute this warrant on or before August 19th, not to exceed 14 days, in the daytime, 6 to 10 p.m., at any time of day or night, because good cause has been established. So this is kind of like anytime warrant, right? This is harder to get. You need to establish that the person is destroying evidence or whatever. This is where you mostly get your warrants in this time span right here, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Unless delay notice is authorized below, you must give a copy of the warrant and a receipt for the property taken to the person from whom or from whose premises the property was taken, or leave the copy and receipt at the place where the property was taken. Okay, what the hell do they mean by this? So when you execute a search warrant, guys, when you take the stuff and you seize the evidence, you have to leave an inventory of what you took at the location. If there's no one there, let's say you hit the house and nobody's there, you go ahead and you put you leave the inventory there at the residence, so the people that when they do get back and they see that they were raided, they'll know exactly what the government took from them. Okay. Or if there is someone there, you give them a copy of their inventory so that they have it and they know what was taken from them. Okay. The officer executing this warrant or any officer present during the execution of the warrant must prepare an inventory as required by law and promptly return this warrant and inventory to the duty magistrate. So after you do a search warrant, guys, right? So like, let's say I seized someone's phone and I went and got a bunch of information from the phone. Okay. I've also done like tracking warrants as well. And I've also done ping warrants. Those are considered search warrants as well. A tracking warrant is when you put a tracker on a car and you follow the person. And then a ping warrant is when you like get every 15 minutes, you get a notification of where that person's phone is. So I've done every type of search warrant you can think of. All right. So you always do something called, like I said, the inventory and then the return, right? So not only do I have to give a copy of the inventory to the person from which I took the stuff, I also have to give a copy of that inventory of what I took to the judge that signed the warrant in the first place. Okay. Or in this case, it's a duty judge. Every week, there's a new judge that's on duty, that's on call, that you have to give them the return to. Okay. But typically, I would just give it to the judge from which I originally got the search warrant for. But if he's not available, you can give it to the duty magistrate. I know we're getting in the weeds here a little bit, but hey, I'm giving you guys literally a very detailed explanation on how federal search warrants actually work. Nobody else on fucking YouTube can break this down to this level. So like the video, because we're going line by line on this search warrant right here, okay? Pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 3103 AB, I find the immediate notification may have an adverse result listed in 18 U.S.C. 2705, except for delay of trial, and authorize the officer executing this warrant to delay notice to the person who or whose property will be searched and or seized. Okay, so this right here, guys, rarely is checked off. This is like when you're dealing with someone that's extremely dangerous, you got informants involved, people are going to die, etc. Then you don't notify the person of what you took. Okay, but you have to get that. You have to check that box and get the judge to sign it. Okay. So the warrant was issued on August 5th, 2022 at 12:12 p.m. And here's the judge, Bruce Reinhart, U.S. Magistrate Judge, West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, I know some of you guys are wondering, who is this judge? Well, I think this judge, if I'm not mistaken, was on the Jeffrey Epstein defense team back in the day. All right. Okay. Do we have any chats, by the way?
Yes.
Mia? Okay. Let's look at them real fast.
I think just one.
All right. Can you pull it up real fast? Theodore Wintergreen, $5. Within how many days do you have to serve a search warrant? Excellent question. It depends on the district or how long the judge signs it for, but it's typically somewhere between 5 to 14 days. Okay. You have to serve the search warrant, at least federally. All right. Good question, my friend.
Did you see this one?
And then we got, can you do Summer Sam or Casey Anthony case? I don't know who those people are, but can you make a note of that real quick, Mia? All right, so attachment A. So guys, attachment A is always property to be searched, okay? The premises to be searched, 1100 South Ocean Boulevard, Palm Beach, Florida, is further described as a resort club and residence located near the intersection of Southern Boulevard and South Boulevard. Ocean Boulevard. It is described as a mansion with approximately 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms on a 17-acre estate. The locations to be searched include the 45 office, all storage rooms, and all other rooms or areas within the premises used or available to be used by FPOTUS. What this pretty much means, guys, is former president of the United States. POTUS is what the government typically uses. It's an acronym that the Secret Service actually uses quite a bit. And anyone that works at the White House, POTUS is the president of the United States. And in this case, it's the former president of the United States. And his staff, and in which boxes or documents could be stored, including all structures or buildings on the estate. It does not include areas currently, i.e. at the time of the search, being occupied, rented, or used by third parties, such as Mar-a-Lago members, and otherwise used or available to be used by former president of the United States and his staff, such as private guest suites. So attachment A, guys, is always what's going to be searched. So let's say I arrest somebody, I want to search their phone. Attachment A, I'm going to go ahead and attach a picture of the phone that I'm going to search. Let's say I want to go ahead and put a tracker on a car. I describe the vehicle that I intend to search because a tracker is considered a search. Okay. Let's say it's a ping warrant where I want to go ahead and listen. I want to go ahead and see where that guy is going, right? It's called a location warrant or a GPS warrant or a ping warrant. I'm going to go ahead and put, this is the phone that I intend to track, okay? So attachment A, guys, in a search warrant is always what is going to be searched. And you describe it. Sometimes you put a picture of it as well, all right? Now we're going to get into attachment B, property to be seized or what you intend to get from the search. All physical documents and records constituting evidence, contraband, fruits of a crime, or other items illegally possessed in violations of 18 U.S.C. 793, 2071, or 1519, including the following. Okay. What the hell is 18 U.S.C. 793, 2071? What is that? Okay, so let's go ahead and have a little bit of fun with this, guys, because these are some pretty serious statutes. All right. This is the Espionage Act, guys. All right. 18 U.S.C. Code 793, gathering, transmitting, or losing defense information. Okay. Now, real quick, whenever you do a search warrant, guys, you have to use violations of law to substantiate the search. Okay. So again, I'll give you an example. Let's say I search someone's house and I think that they're a drug trafficker. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cite something called 21 U.S.C. 841, which is possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance. All right. Let's say I think they're involved in a conspiracy. It's going to be 18 U.S.C. 371, which is a conspiracy statute. So you need to always have underlying crimes, right, that will substantiate your search of a particular residence, phone, structure, car, whatever it is. You need violations of law. So in this case, the FBI is using these three different statutes under 18 U.S.C. 18 U.S.C., guys, United States Code, is the criminal section of the USC or the United States Code, 18 USC. All right. So let's get back into it. So basically they're saying that they're alleging in this search warrant that there are potential violations of this statute right here. Okay. Whoever for the purpose of obtaining information respecting the national defense with intent or reason to believe that the information is to be used to the injury of the United States or to the advantage of any foreign nation goes upon, enters, flies over, or otherwise obtains information concerning any vessel, aircraft, work of defense, Navy Yard, naval station, submarine base, fueling station, fort, battery, etc. And you guys get the picture here, right? It's an extremely broad statute, okay, that encompasses many different situations under which someone can be gathering, transmitting, or losing defense information, okay, which typically is going to be classified to some degree, all right? And then the other statute that they had was what? 793 and then 2071. And here's the other thing, too, that's also very interesting, guys. If you notice, they just have 793. They're not putting which version of 793. Because, look, there's 793, but you got an A, B, a C, a D, E, F. So they didn't actually, clarify particularly what section of 793 they're alleging, all right? So it was written pretty broadly, which is a little bit of in my eyes, Because even me, when I know that they're, drug trafficking, right? Look, bam, 21 USC 841A. What the fuck? 21 USC 841. Why is it? See, I hate when I do this on the site. Look, when I put it in here, 21 USC 841. All right. See, like, so this is easy. This is a prohibited acts, right? So, except to A1 is to manufacture, distribute, or dispense, or possess with intent to distribute, manufacture, distribute, or dispense a controlled substance, or, etc. And normally, when you do your search warrant, you're supposed to put the particular sections of the violation. All right, and the 21 USC guys, 21 is the Controlled Substances Act. All right, so Prohibited Controlled Substances Act. So it's interesting to me how this search warrant doesn't specify what it is. It just goes 793, which is pretty broad. So let's go ahead and look at what the other one is, which is 2071, right? 18 USC 2071. All right, concealment, removal, or mutilation, generally. Another very general statute. Whoever willfully and unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, or destroys, or attempts to do so, or with intent to do so, takes and carries away any record, proceeding, map, book, paper, document, or other thing filed or deposited with any clerk or officer of any court of the United States or in any public office or with any judicial or public officer of the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned no more than 3 years or both. Okay? Or whoever having the custody of any record, any such record, preceding map, book, document, paper, or other thing willfully or unlawfully conceals, removes, mutilates, obliterates, falsifies, or destroys the same shall be fined under the title of imprisoned not more than 3 years. So as you guys can see, another very general statute, okay? And then now we're going to go into 18 USC 1519. Oh, God damn it. Give me 1 second, guys. I accidentally. Here, I'll pull it back up for y'all. All right. My bad. Any chats coming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you pull them up? All right, and we'll do the last one right now, 1519. Okay, we got SKB highlights. Myron, can the informant by the click, can the informant be the chick that testified last minute on the January 6 hearings? And what is your thoughts about Trump hiring the baby lawyer? It could be. I don't know. I'd have to read the affidavit to truly know. And then as far as like Trump hiring the baby's lawyer, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely going to need some kind of lawyer. Theodore Wintergreen, because obviously these are fairly serious statutes that they're alleging in this search warrant. Theodore Wintergreen goes $2. How about in the state of Florida under state law? The state is not going to be involved in this, guys. This is 100% federal. This is not a state case whatsoever. Josh Logic, $10. What if they aren't releasing attachment C because there wasn't any informants and they were tipped off by National Archives? Trump's team say they had been cooperating. I don't know if this is new DOJ. I don't know if this new DOJ is as prudent. No, man, they don't want to release attachment C because I guarantee you they have insider information that they probably don't want to reveal at this point in the investigation. It will compromise the investigation because whoever's providing them the information is probably more than likely close to Trump, and Trump and his people will be able to identify who that individual is, because you can tell who an informant is a lot of the time when you're a defendant just off the information they provide, because they know who knows certain types of stuff. So they're not going to release attachment C anytime soon. And they purposely didn't release it because it's an ongoing investigation. And then with how many days do you have to serve a search warrant? We read that one earlier. I think it was between 5 to 2 weeks. 5 days to 2 weeks. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and look at 18 USC 1519, destruction, alteration, and falsification of records in federal investigations and bankruptcy. Whoever knowingly alters, destroys, mutilates, conceals, covers up, falsifies, or makes a false entry in any record, document, or tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence the investigation of or proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of any department or agency of the United States, or any case filed under Title 8 or in relation to or contemplation of such matter or case shall be fined under this title, imprisoned not more than 20 years or both.
That's broad.
Yeah, extremely broad. So as you guys can see, right, the charges that they have on Trump, or that the charges from which they're using to substantiate the search warrant are extremely broad. Okay, so this is the property to be seized. Any physical document with falsification. Infinite Slick goes $5. So is Trump going to be charged or what? Oh, can you pull it back up? Yeah. Also, is Myra clapping that cutie? Please let her know I'm buying a yacht. You guys, I fucking hate you guys. All right. Here, let me enlarge this for you all a little bit so you guys can see. Okay. So now that we know, again, we're on attachment B, just so you guys are just joining us that are wondering. And we're looking at the laws that they're using, right, to substantiate the search. Now, A, any physical documents with classification markings along with container/boxes, including any other contents in which such documents are located, as well as other containers and boxes that are collectively stored or found together with the aforementioned documents and containers/boxes. Information including communications in any form regarding the retrieval, storage, or transmission of national defense information or classified material, any government and or presidential records created between January 20th, 2017 and January 20th, 2021, or D, any evidence of the knowing altercation, destruction, or concealment of any government and or presidential records or of any documents with classification marking. So now you guys can see why they use 2071 and 1519. These are statutes that basically, have to do with the mutilation or the change of any type of records or concealment, whatever it may be, right? And the reason, I know some of you guys are wondering, wow, Myron, that's really broad. How are they able to do that? The reason why they're able to do it in such a broad way, guys, is because when you're dealing with classified documents, it gives the government a little bit more leeway to go ahead and look at things, because classified documents should not be at private residences. All right. And I'm going to give my final conclusion on this and what I think here at the end. So now we're going to get into the receipts of property. Okay. So this is FBI form 597. Okay. United States Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, receipt for property. All right. Here's their case number, which is WF. Okay. And then here's the case number here, and they're redacting it. God damn it. But you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun with this. Let's see if we can figure out what WF means, because FBI case numbers are different. If it was a Homeland Security case number, I'd be able to read it. But FBI case numbers, guys, they're very, they're written in code. Normally the numbers and the digits signify what type of investigation it is. So WF code, FBI case number. See if we can find it. Oh, what the fuck?
What's that?
This is one of their databases, Sentinel, which I'm familiar with this database. Let's see if we can find. So Sentinel might be what was used to generate that case number, but see, because I wasn't an FBI agent, guys, I was a Homeland Security Investigations agent, and every agency has different case numbers, case codes, etc. Abbreviations used. Okay, I don't know. We don't care about that. Justice.gov. Oh, is this it right here? Let's see here. Okay. Initial FOIA for this name results in only 23 pages. CRS found it through file number, okay, WF, which is very similar to that WF dash, right? You can see it right there. And FOIA, for you guys are probably wondering, what the hell is FOIA? FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act, okay? And what it allows you to do is it allows you to basically file a FOIA so that you can go ahead and get government records, okay, on yourself, on other people, whatever the hell it may be. So I'm trying to see here what WF means, if we can get like the... Okay, so here's the example of like an FBI, like what an FBI report looks like, okay? Is this FBI? Is this a 302? Okay, as you can see, they redact a bunch of stuff as well. Let's see here. I'm trying to see here where WF is. Okay. Can you try searching on your side, Mia, while I go through this?
On the desktop.
Yeah, you can do it on the bottom screen. Yeah. All right. So okay, let's keep going here though. So, but this is the case number, right? And items listed below were collected /seized. But I know that this WF, guys, more than likely, that's like it's going to be a code for the type of case that they're doing. Okay. So here's the name, Mar-a-Lago, address, city. So here's the description of what they took. All right. Box labeled A14, box labeled A26, box labeled A43, box labeled A13, box labeled A33, right? And then 4 documents, and then these are the boxes, right? And now, here it goes, received by, it's, I don't know who this is. I can't like read the name, it's signature, right? And then printed name and title. All right, so this is the attorney for Donald Trump here, okay? So they gave this receipt to her, but it was received from this agent right here, who they redacted the agent's name. So, and this SSA, this stands for Supervisory Special Agent. So the supervisor, the 14, the first line supervisor, is the one that gave this document over to the defense attorney, and that was at 6:19 p.m. on August 8, 2022. Okay? Then you keep going through it. More documents. Executive grants of clemency, Roger Jason Stone Jr., IA Info, President of France, leather-bound box of documents, various classified TS, SCI documents, potential presidential record, binder of photos, handwritten note, box labeled A1, box labeled A12, box labeled A15, miscellaneous secret documents, box labeled A16, miscellaneous top secret documents, box labeled A17 again, box labeled A18, miscellaneous top secret documents again, box labeled A27, miscellaneous confidential documents, right? And you keep going, and more boxes that they took, okay? Box labeled A28, miscellaneous secret documents, box labeled A30, box labeled A32, box labeled A35, box labeled A23, confidential document, box labeled A22, box labeled A24, box labeled A34, box labeled A39, miscellaneous secret documents, box labeled A40, box labeled A41, miscellaneous confidential documents, box labeled A42, miscellaneous top secret documents, box labeled A71, box labeled A73, miscellaneous top secret SCI documents, maybe? Is that what this says? They made a little thing here.
You need me to find the WF code, right?
Yeah, for FBI case numbers. And then as you guys can see, here's the attorney again getting the things. And this is a special agent. So this is probably the case agent that went ahead and turned this document over to her. Okay. So this is what they got. This is what the FBI took, guys, officially. All right. This is all we got, right? As far as the search warrant goes. And guys, do me a favor. We got 2,300 of you guys watching right now. Let me see what the likes are at. We got me in the back trying to find out what the hell WF stands for. All right. Let me see here. We got 1.6. Guys, if you could get me the 2,000 likes, I'd really appreciate it. All right. Because like I said before, no one on YouTube is going to be able to break down a search warrant to this meticulous level of detail. So, and no, guys, they didn't have the box. I doubt that Trump had the boxes labeled as top secret. What probably happened is they looked in the boxes and they saw top secret documents. That's what happened. Now, what I'll probably have to do here, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the breakdown of classifications, all right? When it comes to secret, top secret, etc., because some of you guys may not know. All right. Break this down for you guys. All right. I'm going to go ahead and okay. So here we are. Cornell, right, which is so you got so there's different categories, right? Classification of official information. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with number 1, top secret. Actually, no, we'll work our way up. So first it goes official use only, which is what most law enforcement documents go at, guys. Official use only. This designation is used to identify information which does not require protection in the interest of national security, but requires protection in accordance with statutory requirements or in the public interest, and which is exempt from public disclosure under 5 USC 552 and 388105. So this right here, guys, for official use only is typically like what my, reports are written under, like, when I read like my reports when I was an agent, intel documents, etc., that aren't like necessarily classified or not classified. So official use only is the most common in the government. All right. Then you got confidential. Okay. So confidential refers to national security information or material which requires protection, but not to the degree described in paragraphs A1 and 2 of this section. The test for assigning confidential classification shall be whether its authorized disclosure could reasonably be expected to cause damage to national security. Okay. So confidential is the one of the lower ends, okay? Then you got secret. Secret refers to national security information or material which requires a substantial degree of protection. The test for assigning secret classification shall be whether it is unauthorized disclosure. Its unauthorized disclosure could reasonably be expected to cause, for you, so you guys can read it. Expected to cause serious damage to national security. Examples of serious damage include disruption of foreign relations, significantly affecting national security, significant impairment of a program or policy related to the national security, revelation of significant military plans or intelligence operations, and compromise of significant scientific or technological developments relating to national security. The classification secret shall be sparingly used. And then obviously you got top secret here, which is top secret. It refers to national security information or material which requires the highest degree of protection. The test for assigning top secret classification is whether its unauthorized disclosure could reasonably be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security. Examples of exceptionally grave damage include armed hostilities against the United States or its allies, disruption of foreign relations, vitally affecting national security, the compromise of vital national defense plans, or complex cryptologic and communications intelligence systems, the revelation of sensitive intelligence operations, and the disclosure of scientific or technological developments vital to national security. This classification is to be used with the utmost restraint. So when I was an agent myself, guys, I had a top secret clearance, okay? And that means that I can go ahead and look at information up to top secret, all right? Fortunately for me, I didn't have to deal with none of that bullshit because I did criminal cases. The problem with the, secret and top secret and top secret SCI, which stands for secret compartmentalized information, right? Which is a step higher than top secret, by the way. It's basically top secret, but it's like it's a further threshold. You really need to be read into it. And it's all of this is obviously on a need to know, right? To do your job. But you can't use secret, top secret, not even confidential information a lot of the times in criminal cases. So it was like, it's useless information. And the reason why, guys, a lot of the times information gets constituted as like secret or top secret is because the way it was gathered. Okay. Well, Myron, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, what the hell does that mean? Like, what do you mean the way it was gathered? What it means is that a lot of the times the way the information is gathered is what makes it classified at a certain level. For example, let's say the CIA decides to go ahead and take a human source and waterboard him, right? And, give him a couple of punches and slaps and everything else like that to get some information out of him, if you know what I'm saying. Yoga, fire. The person goes ahead, breaks, gives information. Well, since they went ahead and got that information through enhanced interrogation techniques, it's going to be considered a lot of times to be secret, top secret, and or secret compartmentalized or top secret SCI because the way they gathered the information is sensitive. Even if he says some shit that isn't even really like secrets or that how do I say this? Like not that revolutionary. Like it might be information. Hell, it might be information that we already knew. Okay, but the way that they gathered it is going to be a large component as to how it's classified. All right. Let's say they gather information through drones, or they gather it through enhanced interrogation techniques, or they gather it through an informant that can't necessarily be compromised, right? Because that informant is the only person that may know that information, right? Especially when it comes to national security. That is going to be a big dictator on how that information is classified, okay? So there you go, guys. Like the fucking video because I don't think anyone else is going to give y'all a thorough breakdown on classifications in the U.S. government, okay? like that. You would have to watch some documentary or some other boring thing to be able to learn that stuff. And guys, do me a favor, like the video, get me to 2K. So I guess we'll give the conclusion now as far as like what I think about this. Any chats came in?
Yes.
Okay, let's pull them up real fast. Hope you guys are enjoying the video, by the way. The chosen one, ex-Air Force honor guard with a top secret clearance. When my wife asked me if I cheated, I told her it's classified. There you go, my friend. That's what you always do. All right. They say, oh, tell me about this information.
Misogyny.
No, we will not. Kyle asks $5. This channel is dope. Also, you got me on high protein diet, working out, no smoking. Now can focus more on getting 7 figs. Now cross 700K at 24. That's what we're talking about, my friend. Keep getting that money, man. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Juan Villanueva, $20 Mexican. WF stands for Washington Field Office. Okay, are you sure? That could be true, actually, because
He tipped in pesos? Is that a thing? I didn't know you
yeah,
could
it's
do
in
that.
pesos, yeah. Washington Field Office. Okay. That could be the office code. I vape too much and now I feel sick. Please pray for me. Also, does Mia have an Instagram? Just wondering. You want to drop it for them real quick, Mia?
Sure. I don't really use Instagram, but it's Mia Lily 01X.
All right.
there's
Go ahead
one
and send
more.
your dick pics over there. Wayne,
don't.
$10 goes, hey, Myron, does that statute regarding mutilation of documents include wiping a hard drive with bleach bit? Sounds to me like it would. Yeah. Anything that's going to be used to, like, destroy evidence or whatever, they'll go ahead and constitute under that statute. Let's see. Anything else?
That's it.
Yeah, there's her Instagram right there. Infinite Slick. Mia Lily 01X. Chosen one goes, which clearance requires a polygraph? Any clearance, bro. You could go to a police department where you don't even get a clearance and they're gonna polygraph you. So they're gonna polygraph you for a lot of times for almost any clearance.
They're not even valid in court. Why do they still do those?
I don't know. I think it's stupid. It's very stupid. Polygraphs are not polygraphs. Really, all they do is they test your biological responses to questions. They don't really tell you if you're lying. They just tell you like how you respond to questions. Okay. All right. So what I'll go ahead and do here is let me make sure I look at my notes here, make sure that we covered everything that we're supposed to. And guys, do me a favor. Like I said before, I don't ask for much. You guys don't have to donate $1 to this channel. I do this channel purely for enjoyment, educate you guys, give you guys some sauce that you aren't going to get on other YouTube channels. I don't think there's any other YouTube channels out there that has a former special agent giving this kind of information to y'all. Obviously, I don't cover classified information on here, right? We talk about general criminal cases, whatever, but I can definitely explain to you guys how the classification process works. And we got 1.8K likes. Guys, give me to 2,000. There's 2,300 you guys watching right now, so please go ahead and like the video. So, Mia, I'll turn it to you first before I give my take on it. After reviewing, right, this case and everything else like that, what do you think is going to happen to Trump? Do you think he's going to be charged? Do you think he's not going to be charged?
I think he'll be fine,
Or you
right?
don't-
By
you
the
don't-
looks of it.
You don't think so?
I think he will be fine. No, like he'll be okay, not fined. It just doesn't seem like they have enough going on there to actually charge him with anything. Plus, the client attorney privilege thing seems like a pretty big deal, or
Yeah.
a pretty big mess up on their end, and that just kind of destroys whatever they could have put against him. It seems like.
Okay. What my take on this, guys, is yeah, I mean it's up in the air. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's really, really up in the air. And the thing is that the statutes that they're citing in the search warrant are fairly serious, especially 18 USC 793, which is like, defense information. The thing is that there's so many different moving parts. This is not the first time that they've tried to come after Trump. I mean, hell, there's other jurisdictions as well. I know in Georgia and New York, they have, grand juries convening against them and everything else like that. So what I think is they have the information. What he's going to have to do to avoid getting in any real serious trouble here is he's going to have to prove that he declassified these documents before he left office. I think that's going to be a key point here as to whether he ends up getting charged or any type of criminal action taken against him. He's going to need to prove, right? Or the FBI is going to have to prove, because it's actually going to be upon the government to prove this, not on Donald Trump. The government's going to have to prove that he did not declassify those documents before he took them out of office. Okay, and you guys heard from the statement over there that anything that he took with him to Mar-a-Lago was declassified according to Trump.
Yeah,
So
that doesn't sound like it's going to be hard to prove.
I
think
for the government or
for Trump.
Well, here's the thing: the government's going to have to prove it.
Oh,
because you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Right in the court of law, and it's going to be incumbent upon the government to prove that he, number one, he didn't declassify the documents. He recklessly went ahead and took the documents and took them down to Mar-a-Lago with him, and whatever it may be. So it's going to be on the government. They're really going to have to prove their case. Trump has the money and the resources to fight this thing. So yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think that's going to be a very important component, is him proving that the documents are declassified, or the government proving that he did not declassify them. And yeah, that's really what it is. I mean, it's still the early stages. As you guys can see, they took a bunch of documents from his house, somewhere between, almost like 20 boxes of documents. So yeah, going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here. And it clearly wasn't the Miami FBI field office that did this. It was the Washington, D.C. office. So yeah, man, I need to see this affidavit. That's what I want to see. I want to see the goddamn affidavit on this thing, so that I can go ahead and really see how they came up with this information, how they got the intel to go to his house, how they knew the documents were there, who the informant was that gave them the information. Because I'm willing to bet 9 out of 10, like 99% chance that there was an informant involved in this to some degree, to be able to give them the detailed information they needed to go ahead and be able to get a search warrant for a house. Keep in mind, guys, to get a search warrant for a home, the information needs to be fresh. It needs to be within like a week. Like, hey, I saw these documents there a couple days ago. It needs to be extremely fresh, so that the evidence of crime is there at the house, especially for a federal search warrant. So yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let me go ahead and make sure that I didn't miss any of your guys' chats. We got Charlie Jones. Hi, I love funny. Can you read that one, Mia, while I pull up these other things?
Will be interesting to see, as apparently the agents involved are under investigation from Russiagate via John Durham. Spanish. I speak Spanish. I don't know how to say that. Durham.
Durham. Okay, and then we got. I think I caught all the chats.
Yep.
I think I got them all. Okay, I got basketball practice, Myron and Mia, Rock fam. Thank you so much. That's from Michael Meestroke. And then we got John Doe said Obama took 30 million pages of documents. Really? I don't know. That's a lot of pages, my friend. Let's see here. I think we're caught up.
Yep.
I think we're caught up on everything. All right. Guys, hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Like I said before, I like Trump. I'm a Trump fan, but I tried to keep this thing objective for y'all and give you guys both sides, the pluses and the negatives. And we'll go from there, man. Hell, maybe you guys will hear me have a conversation with Destiny about it. But other than that, guys, I love you guys. I'll have you. Oh, we got a 3-peat. So quick little announcement for tomorrow. Okay. We're giving you guys 3 episodes tomorrow. We got Richard Hart, the founder of Hexcoin. We got Bigger Pockets coming tomorrow as well. And we got After Hours. So we got 3 lit-ass episodes for you guys tomorrow, starting at 5 p.m. And it's going to be fucking lit, man. We're going to talk crypto. We're going to talk about real estate, right? Bigger Pockets is probably one of the biggest and best real estate channels on YouTube. And we're going to have Richard Hart, the founder of Hex. And then we're going to have, obviously, an After Hours show. And then, Mia, you want to tell the people where they can find you real quick?
Just Instagram, pretty much.
Nowhere else? Anything else you got going?
Not really. A lot of big changes happening, and I'm just not very much on social media nowadays. But
she's a loser, guys.
You're a loser.
All right,
wait,
guys.
There's one more comment that came in.
Oh yeah, can you highlight it real quick?
Yeah.
The president can only declassify certain things. Presidents can declassify nuclear documents that are classified. Declassification for that is under a separate declassification authority. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens, because we don't know what kind of documents he has or what the FBI seized in particular. I think other than that, we're caught up. Guys, appreciate it. Love y'all, man. We're going to catch you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. Richard Hart, Bigger Pockets, After Hours. I'll leave you guys with my awesome-ass long intro/outro. Catch you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m.
Did you do the poll?
Oh, Thank you. Good shit. See, that's why we got you here. That's why we got you here. Okay, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick poll here. All right. As you guys know, I do Fed It on Tuesdays where we react to a documentary. We have 3 potential cases that we're gonna cover. All right. So if you guys want me to do the Unabomber, give me a 1. If you guys want me to do a serial killer case, give me a 2. If you guys want me to do the World Trade Center bombing, give me a 3. Number 1, Unabomber. 2, serial killer. 3, World Trade Center bombing. Again, 1, Unabomber. 2, serial killer case. 3, World Trade Center bombing. All right, let's see what they say. 1, Unabomber. 2, serial killer. 3, World Trade Center bombing. In the 90s.
Off topic, but to respond to the people asking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not very active on OF. So yes, it's still linked, it's still alive. I'm not gonna cut out the income source, but it's not very active.
All right. She mostly manages the girls on it.
Yes.
So again, for those that are watching, 1 for Unabomber, 2 for serial killer, 3 for World Trade Center bombing. Okay, we
a
got
lot of 3s.
Yeah, it looks like most people want the World Trade Center bombing. And it's going to be the World Trade Center bombings in the 90s, guys. So, okay. They want it looks like World Trade Center bombing. I'm looking through.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 3s, right? Mostly. Yeah, overwhelmingly 3s. All right, cool. Then we will go ahead and do the World Trade Center bombing for you guys. I'll do the Unabomber another day and the serial killer another day for y'all as well. But I see a bunch of 3s. All right, we're going to cover then we'll do the World Trade Center bombing in the 90s, guys, in New York City. All right. Do the Zodiac killer. We were talking about that earlier. Shout out to Darnell Elliott. I could do the Zodiac killer in the future. Marry me, I can save you.
I don't need saving.
You don't need saving? Okay,
But thank you. You're very kind.
Cool. All right, guys, with that said, please like the video, man. Get me to 2,000 likes, man. Love y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. Timestamps will be here shortly. And other than that, man, I'll leave you guys with my outro, and we'll do the World Trade Center bombing for y'all in a little bit. And it'll be out on Tuesday. Peace. I was a special agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI. The cases that I did mostly were human smuggling and drug trafficking. No one else has these documents, by the way.
Here's what FedEx covers.
Dr. Lafredo confirmed lacerations due to stepping on glass.
Murder investigations.
You see him reaching in his jacket. You don't know. And he's positioning. Been on February 13, 2019.
You're facing 2 counts of premeditated murder,
racketeering, and RICO conspiracy.
Young Slime Life, hereinafter referred to as YSL. The defendants, 6ix9ine. And then this is Billy Seiko right here. Now, when they first started, guys, 6ix9ine ran. I'm a Fed. I'm watching this music video. You know, I'm bobbing my head like, hey, this shit lit. But at the same time, I'm pausing. Oh, wait, who this? Right? Oh, who's that in the back?
Firearms and violent crime.
A.k.a. Pooh Shiesty violated.
you're ordered to stay away from the victim.
Rapper Pooh Shiesty arrested after shooting at King of Diamonds, Miami strip club, injured one person. This is the one that's going to fuck him up because this gun is not traceable. Well, it happened at the gun range. Here's your boy 42 Doug right here on the left. Okay.
Sex trafficking and sex crimes.
They can effectively link him to paying an underage girl.
I'm going to invoke my fifth amendment right.
And the first bomb went off right here.
Suspect 2 set down a backpack at the site of the second explosion.
Inspired by Al Qaeda. 2 terrorists and brothers, Dzhokhar Sarnev and Tamerlan Sarnev.
When the cartels ship drugs into the country.
As this guy got arrested for espionage, okay, trading secrets with the Russians for monetary compensation. The largest